Gotta do this quickly. Uh, but I wanted to do a video on being a kid because this is something I've been thinking about. And I just think that kids are so awesome, and I wish that I could just go back to being a kid because I could just erase from my mind all of these stereotypes and visual lies that I've gotten from watching too much mindless television before I got the amazing thought that maybe TV isn't, trying to help us better ourselves. But I just love being a kid. I try my best to keep that part of me intact. Um, Things are so simple with kids. I just think we got older and we started having all these rules and regulations and, modes of behavior, for being approved of. And I just, like if I ever had a friend that I wanted to be, like if I needed a girlfriend and, okay, it's really hard for pretty girls to have friends. And so, it's just so complicated to come up to someone and say, you know what, I really need friends. Can we be friends? Because it's like, oh, you don't want to appear desperate and, it's just kind of sucky. I hate that. When you're a little kid, finding a friend is so easy. It's like, hey, you want to be my friend? It's just so awesome. I love that. And I wish that, we could go back to that. Things are so complicated. And that when we used to be silly, like a giraffe with 3 heads. Oh my gosh, that's so silly because giraffes really don't have 3 heads. And it's like, I guess over time our comedy started having to become complicated too. And so immensely sex driven. I just wish so much that I could go back to being a kid. Lots of really good memories from that. Even love, if you could be in love as a little kid, was just so much simpler. It's like, hey, my friend likes you, and you're like, oh. And why don't we do that anymore? Like now girls have to be so aggressive and so up in your face, and it's like, I don't know why we can't be like how we were when we were little kids, like, oh, you looked at me, I looked back at you, like why we have to be so upfront and so immensely like physical, like I miss that kind of bashful, candid shyness, I wish we could return to that. I try my best to keep whatever, childhood thing I can remember intact and to intentionally avoid and annoy, I guess, people who are like sticklers for social rules. And questions were so cool then, like, would you rather eat like 1,000 pounds, like a ton of gold, and be like the size of a pin, or like, I don't know, like eat styrofoam and like be a hippo? And you're like, maybe gold. And it was just like, and now we have these really like perverse, like, oh, would you rather bend over and, it's like, gosh, it's things are so complicated now. Being loved was so much easier then. It's like there weren't as many like, checklists for approval. You didn't have to like go down the list. Okay, smart. Okay, beautiful, but also modest, and also this and also that. It was just, you're just cool, and we can be friends. And so maybe this is the ENFP in me that's the idealist, and I'm not saying this as a political statement or to change anyone. I'm just saying, I just love that, and I'm trying to be a little kid in whatever way I can. I still eat nerds for fun. I totally do, And I think it's knowledge, Like before it was like, okay, we could have ice cream. All right, ice cream, And now we eat ice cream, and it's like this ice cream could possibly have RBST, growth hormones, and we know that, the FDA is bed mates with big commercial food company businesses, and so there's a little asterisk that reads that RBST cows that are treated aren't as bad as other cows that are naturally producing milk. And I guess it's the knowledge too. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm not even trying to prove a point. I just some ideas that I had that I wanted to share. So thanks. And try to be a kid in whatever way you can, and just kind of remember these things.